Hi, this is Team Bluefly, and we're going to present our InfoWiz on U.S. home prices. Our team members are Bo Chen, Yiqi Chen, Ding Cheng, and Yan Zhu. The dataset contains the U.S. average and median home prices for each of those quarters every year, as well as those of every state. We hope that an InfoWiz that ties together historical events to home prices can help people figure out when it would be a good time for them to buy a home, and potentially earn a lot of money as the common saying goes, buy low, sell high. There are a lot of historical events that happened in the past 10 years that have affected home prices, such as the housing bubble crisis in 2008, or even perhaps the 9/11 crisis that caused the recession. That brings us to our InfoWiz. We have a heat map on the left, we have a line graph on the right, and we have a slider on the bottom that shows the corresponding year and quarter number. The first question we want to explore is, how do we see the last 10-year house pricing trend? So there's really two ways to accomplish this. The first way is looking at the line graph. We can go ahead and select any number of states that we'd like, and we just go ahead and look at the 10-year overall price trend of those particular selected states. At the same time, we can also utilize our animation features. If we go ahead and click Start Animation, you'll see that it'll go through and change colors, densities, and as well as go through the line graph, indicate you where you are given the time. You can stop the animation, restart the animation at any given point in time. So the next question we'd like to explore is, which state has the cheapest homes near the end of 2008? So in order to tackle this problem, we first want to scroll over the scroll bar to the year 2008, quarter 4, that is near the end of 2008. So once we arrive there, we see that by looking at the heat map, there are really 3 states that compete for the cheapest. We'll go ahead and select them all, and because we can't really tell which one has the cheapest from the line graph, we can go ahead and zoom in and to the point that we can't tell the difference really well. So from this graph, we can see that obviously Michigan has the cheapest home prices near the end of the year 2008. And we want to explore is, which states of the United States were hit the hardest by the 2008 housing crisis? So in order to solve this question, we're going to go ahead and select all the states that interest us the most. Go ahead and select a bunch of them: Texas, Georgia, Alabama, New York, Alaska, Hawaii, Florida. Okay, so after we selected all of these, we can see that I guess Hawaii is the most expensive, but the slope here is not as steep as the one in California. Same with the other one. So the ones that hit the hardest, I'd say it looks like it's California, and thus solves the question. And we'd like to explore is, which events might have contributed to the housing market crash in 2008? So we go ahead and pre-selected a lot of states here, and we go look at find in 2008 on the line graph. We see that the boom happened somewhere between 2005 to 2007, and it crashed shortly thereafter. So if we're looking for what events contributed to this crash, so it must have happened somewhere between here. So the hurricane, that doesn't quite make sense, but if you look at U.S. home ownership, um, the Office Supervision implemented new rules that allowed savings and loans with over $1 billion assets, loosening of requirements for small banks. This is a huge one. Blooming market halts abruptly. Hurricane Ivy. President Bush signs the American Dream Down Payment Act. This is a big one, and as well, This one is also a big one. Interest rates 1%, the lowest in 45 years. So of course there are some events that matter and some events that don't. Um, these ones really do and contributed to the rise.